Hi, everybody. Very good evening. I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe. So it's 6 p.m. now, as per the advertisement. I hope everybody is aware that we were going to start this masterclass from a Coding Invaders at 6 p.m. So it's 6 p.m., guys. So I hope everybody has joined in. I'm just waiting for a few more minutes so that everybody can join in and they can share with your friends so that they can also join. I know most of them were very excited and keep texting us about this. So, yes, we are going to cover a lot more things in details in this particular masterclass. And I'm sure that you will be getting a lot of learnings, a lot of motivations, inspiration, a lot of myths that we will be clearing up in this particular masterclass. All right, guys. So, before I start, guys, I just wanted to get a quick thumbs up from your end and to understand whether you can see me or hear me well so that accordingly I can start this particular masterclass, and I'll be telling you what exactly we are going to cover, each and everything. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat section if you can see me and hear me well, so that I can just get an approval from you all and I can just start. So I've started getting messages from Vinayak, Surya. Yes, okay. Thank you so much. I got it i got it All right. So let's get started, guys. And I would request you all, if you have your or like your friends haven't joined yet, ask them to join in, because in this particular webinar we have brought an amazing guest speaker who will be discussing a lot more about her experience and what exactly the problems other professionals are facing when they are trying to switch to data analytics, because she herself switched her career into data analytics, so she can better relate with you all. And the major problem I am observing, guys, is like we as an audience generally discuss these problems with friends, and we end up with no conclusion. That's the major problem. So why not to discuss all the problem with the guest speaker itself, the expert itself, who is already working, who have done these things in their career? You will get more clear and practical answers with all the pros and cons. So we are going to cover a lot more over here. This webinar is going to for at least 1 hour, and there's a lot of surprises, and the prizes are also planned in this particular webinar, whoever is staying till the end. All right, guys, I'm super excited, and I'm sure that you will enjoy this particular session. Keep your questions ready, doubts ready, everything, and turn off your notifications and everything, so that we can just start and understand each other and understand each other's problem and sort it out in this particular session, so that the time that you have figured out in the weekdays should be valuable for you. All right, guys. So I'm moving ahead. I can see a lot of energies are coming in. I can see the reactions coming in from the chat section. So, guys, I just wanted to understand from your end that just because you guys are interacting with me, so I'm a bit curious to understand that from which city you guys are in, what exactly your age is, so that I can get these demographics to understand what sort of audience are in the webinar, so that accordingly I will derive the conversation so that everybody can understand and get the things done. Somebody saying that why all IT companies firing their employee, it will affect on data analytics career or not. I'll tell you one thing, guys. We will be discussing this question, but I'll be telling you one thing, that the firing which is going on, you need to understand whether this firing is going on from the engineering department or not. As far as my analysis, I have understood the all firing, the all laying off things which is happening from Meta, Twitter, Amazon are generally from the business development department, not from a tech department. So we will be discussing more about it. So I can see that a lot of people are coming from Gujarat 25, Bangalore 39. Okay, got it. So all over the India, I can see the people are coming in, and people are quite very excited. So it seems that all over the India, people have joined in. All right, let's do it, guys. So we are crossing the numbers of attendees very fast, and I'm super pumped up. Okay, so I'll be telling you about myself. My name is Amir Akhtar, and I am helped more than 200 plus candidates to find the data analytics job, because I have dealt with a lot of people who are from a non-IT background, and they had a lot of hesitations. They had a problem like, say, I have a gap, I don't know the C of a coding, whether my previous experience will be counted as a hike or not. So these are the things I have dealt with. So I know what sort of problem you guys are going through. So I'll be relating with each and everybody. And even if you want to connect with me separately, my link is there. LinkedIn link is there. You can connect with me, the chat section. So I can discuss with you separately and help you out with that. So I will be telling you all the things which generally a non-tech profession faces. Even if you're from a tech profession but going to switch to data analytics, we'll be discussing all the things so that you should feel confident and become logical to understand, yes, the point I am telling is genuinely possible. And these are the major things which is stopping me and I can do it. All right, guys, let's move on. So we are conducting this masterclass in support of our data analytics course from Coding Invaders. All right. So we are actually having the most popular program, and that actually helps the people to, become a data analyst from scratch to advanced level, even if you don't have a coding background. And the best part is we have 93% of the students placed in the big companies. We will discuss more on this at the end of this particular webinar. Stay tuned till the end. A lot more is there. All right. So if I'll give you a brief idea about the Coding Invaders. So Coding Invaders is basically a platform where we are on the mission to help all the non-IT profession to get into IT, high-paying IT professions such as data analytics. All right. So that they can have the secure journey and good career, because we are already observing that the tech professions are going, but the major questions comes in that what about those people who are from non-IT but wanted to dream of that. So we are the platform which help all the basic people to get into these IT professions. And the best part is already 100 plus company train their employee with us. So that's another legit part. And it's a kind of a plus plus situation, or you can say plus point for us, because we have a huge networks in the MNCs. And that is the only reason, I'll just say, not only reason, that is another kind of a reason why our placement rate is high. Because if I'll schedule 10 interviews for you, for sure you will be cracking one at least. And if I'll talk about the salary hike on an average, so we have provided 30 to 400% of salary hike. And for more details, you can reach out to us and leave a query, and we will be helping you out with the counseling, and you'll get an idea. All right. So let's understand the reason why you joined over here. So there's a three options you can see on the screen. There must be three reasons why you are joining this particular webinar. Maybe you are joining just casually with no intentions. Maybe you have just joined to study, and you're trying to looking for any courses or a guidance or something, so you can vote for two. And are you already studying data analytics or trying to expand your horizon, you can just vote for it. So I'll get an understanding what bunch of people are there in the webinar, so that accordingly I will be deriving the whole webinar for you all, so that you should feel that yes, this was a very meaningful session for you all. So as per the poll, I can clearly understand and I can clearly see that more than 72% of the people wanted to study and looking for the courses. All right. And I can see that more than 33% of the people are like already studying and looking to expand their horizon. All right. And approx 10% people are like only just casually joining here. So we'll try my best, and I'll be covering all the pointers from the silliest question to the toughest questions and everything. And we'll be discussing a lot more things. Even I will make fun of myself so that you guys can get your questions clear, because I will be asking everything from the scratch to an advanced level, so that we can understand, relate, and get a value out of it. All right. So let's make the most of it, guys, because if we are getting it for free. All right. Moving on, what you will be learning in this particular webinar, guys. So we will be trying to first of all understand that who is data analyst and how to become a data analyst. The first question is, who is data analyst and how to become one, and how to become like build a successful career as a data analyst. We will be discussing all these things. All right. Why this is so much of in discussion, why everybody is talking about all this. Okay. So we will be discussing each and everything with the guest speaker. All right. Who have already implemented all her best possible strategies in her life, and she's doing quite well. So we're going to discuss a lot of things with her, so that we can have a better understanding and we can copy that and we can utilize those experience and learning in our journey, so that we can also achieve that level. All right. And what you will get in this particular webinar, so you like I'll be taking your questions and I'll be asking to the speakers directly with your name, and you all will be getting a certificate of participation as well in this particular you know masterclass, and everybody will be getting a special offer for our data analytics course, which promises job guarantee. That is a job guarantee batch. And don't forget, in this particular webinar itself, Whoever will be staying till the end of this particular webinar in front of you, right? One of you will win this premium course of a job guarantee badge for free. You will be winning this. So how you can win this? So there's a link into the chat section. The contest is just started, and this contest will end in just 1 hour. And I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be showing my sheet. I'll be showing the list of the people who have participated in the contest. So all the people who are in this webinar, if you are giving your time, participate in this contest. I'll be choosing the winner in front of you by choosing some random person. All right. So you can be the one who can win this particular data analytics course, which promises job guarantee by giving a job guarantee agreement, and that too for free. So don't miss this chance if you are here. So we are just giving it. So take it. All right. And you just need to listen and ask as many questions as you can. And then we will be definitely on the win-win situations. So I'll be keep on reminding this particular contest throughout this particular webinar. So do participate and enter your details. I'll just check that if people have already started participating. Yes, I can see that people have already started participating. So hurry up. The link is into the chat section. Go participate, and we will start with our guest speaker so that you know we can make the most of it. All right, guys. So keep participating. All right. So moving on. So we have the guest, Jahanvee Narang. So she will be the one who will be guiding you and telling you a lot more about her experiences. I hope she has joined us. She is actually a data analyst in Louis. So hi Janvi, thank you for joining over
Hi,
here. Yeah,
pleasure. Hi, thank you for Coding Invaders inviting me for this session.
that's great. That's great. So I'll just pass on the mic to you because I will we just want to hear your introduction directly and understand how exactly your journey has been and how exactly you are doing in your career.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Hope you are having a great day. Talking about me, hi everyone, I'm Jahanvee Narang. I started my Bachelor's of Engineering in 2016 from a normal Tier 3 college. I was graduated in 2020 amidst of, COVID year specifically. Scared that if I'll get a job or not. I was one of a person who, took education loan. I didn't want to burden my parents. And luckily, I was placed in 2019, but the dates got delayed and there was so
Mm-hmm.
much going on. But I was lucky I didn't back out of choosing the career in data.
Mm-hmm.
Entire my college life, I was just so much into Android development. I have participated in all the hackathons, all the events with just my app. And I was so attached to it because it was kind of like my baby. I started my career with Android. I created everything with Android. I participated with Android. So it was very
Mm-hmm.
hard, breaking for me to leave the career in Android because I looked at the longer term and the longer vision. Data was
Mm-hmm.
growing and the job and the salary, like everything was really at a par. I did get a bit less salary, I would say, in the starting years, but that
Mm-hmm.
helped me, transition into 160 to 180% hike. And now I'm earning in like six salary figure per month.
Wow.
Uh, so yeah, that's about me. Currently, I'm working in Lowe's as a
Mm-hmm.
data analyst. It's a Fortune 50 company in US.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a home improvement retailer, and
Mm-hmm.
all the experience really helped me gain more clarity into why data analyst is the need of the hour in all the companies and why people actually talk about it. So yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
my introduction.
Understood. Understood. So, thank you so much for this beautiful introduction. We got excited to understand your journey. But I have one silly question, but just wanted to understand just because I am from a non-IT background, Janvi. So, and I'm not so great in studies, by the way. And looking at you, I feel that you are so good and maybe like you're a studious person or something. So like is it possible to make something big like you? If you look a person like me who is a mechanical engineer, by the way, having an average mark, so is it generally possible to achieve that level which you are at right now?
Definitely. Within my team, 9 out of 10 people are from non-IT background.
Oh
Okay,
my.
and I'm not saying this non-IT means that they are from BCA or arts. It means that they are
Mhm.
not just from the computer science background. That's what I meant. And I've seen people make it to data analytics field specifically, because analytics not just involve the technicality but also the business mindset, the analytics mindset, the creative mindset, which is really immensely filled in non-technical people, I would say, because they are really
Okay.
creative. Their juices are filled with some creativity and arts and so much to know more about
Mhm.
it. And analytics does not, stop you from
Mhm.
doing that. That if you do not know one syntax, or if you do not know the mathematics or statistics behind it, that doesn't mean that you can't be a data analyst. It does
Oh,
not really stop you from doing that.
you gave me the bestest answer for me, so it boosted my confidence. I hope that the audience over here could have related the pain that I had. All right. So, Janvi, as I can see, you are having a good time in your career. So, we just wanted to understand that what is exactly you like best about being a data analyst. Like, what exactly it is something which you like most in your profession.
Uh, Talking about me, I would say the best part about being data analyst is that it's not too technical.
Mm-hmm.
The work does not get too tedious. Every day there is new analytics coming in. There is new analysis. There is new kind of data, and we are trying to solve a new problem. So you're not
Mm-hmm.
just working on same old boring app. You're not just creating same bold website. You're not
Mm-hmm.
just solving some bugs 9 to 5 every day of your life. You're solving a new problem every day, and 50% goes on to doing some technical work, but
Mm-hmm.
after that 50% also goes to interacting with clients, understanding the problem, going into the business and seeing,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what exactly we can do. So that's what I feel is exciting. I really enjoy reading more about business now.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy talking to clients, stakeholders, and getting a hands of, okay, how things work apart from just my background of technicality. I get to know about marketing, I get to know about supply chain, I get to know about how
Mm-hmm.
software engineers work, product manager works, everything. I feel
Mm-hmm.
that's the sweet spot of everything, right?
Exactly, exactly, exactly. So I can understand that you're more into this particular business decision making. I'm sure, like you're maybe involved into the digits or something, where you are more a sort of a decision making person. Maybe this a profession. The data analyst is more involved into a decision making for any business.
Yes, data analyst is like a catalyst which help the senior leadership or the senior manager to make data driven decisions. It's not like the data analyst will be taking the decision, because that depends on the company to company. Working for a Fortune 50 company, definitely I can't take the
Mm-hmm.
decision make on my analysis. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, my analysis can help the senior leadership or the senior product managers understand how exactly business is working
Mm-hmm.
and how they can improvise it with that analysis.
Yeah, understood, understood. So very well said. Like data analyst is like a catalyst. So, guys, just to redefine this for you all, catalyst always fasten the reactions. So yes, in a business decision making, it always boosts up the decision making ability. All right. Thank you so much, Janvi. So let's understand more about this particular profession. So, Janvi, what exactly, if I'll talk about what exactly your main goals are there in this particular professions, and what exact task you do, what exactly your key responsibilities are in this particular role.
I would say that also depends on company to company.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I am based in Lowe's in the product team, where I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to improvise the performance of the website and app and to
Mm-hmm.
retain more customers. So, depending on the team, depending on the problem statement you are trying to solve,
Mm-hmm.
would define the exact task. But currently, I'm working with SQL, which would be my backend, and the cloud data warehouse I'm using is Hive.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about the BI tool or the visualization tool, I'm
Mm-hmm.
working with Set and Power BI. And to
Mm-hmm.
get an understanding of how web analytics works,
Mm-hmm.
which means that the time when user enter to the website to the moment they exit, trying to understand the pattern and trying to understand the
Okay.
behavior of the user on the website, I'm
Mm-hmm.
using Adobe Analytics. Basically, they'll that help companies understand where exactly user, because not all the users or the visitors would be a customer, right? 100 people will 100 people will visit the website, but only 3 will purchase. So trying to
Exactly.
understand of the rest 97 visitors who visited the
Mm-hmm.
website but did not purchase, that's one problem. And trying to understand who are the 3 customers who purchased it, why they purchased it, what was the intent behind it. So these
Mm-hmm.
kind of problem statements I'm trying to solve.
Understood. So what I understood is, Janvi, from your explanation is the activities of the people, or the kind of activities which is happening on the website or on any business, you these are the activities are getting stored in the form of a data, and with that data you are trying to make some sense out of it, maybe a pattern out of it. And then that's where you help in making a decision that why 97 are not buying and why 3 are buying, and how we can make this 97 in such a way that they can also buy someday. Is this something correct which I
Yeah,
understood?
yeah, definitely,
So
100%.
that's great. So it means that data analyst is like is like, trying to make some pattern out of the information that we have, and make some decisions or meaningful things out of it, right?
Yes, definitely.
Good.
The problem these days is there's so much data. Earlier, the problem was
Mm-hmm.
there's no data with company. These days, the
Mm-hmm.
problem is there's so much data that we have to identify which data is important, which data to
Mm-hmm.
include, and which data to exclude. So that's also a part of a data analyst where we
Mm-hmm.
try to understand this is our main problem which we are trying to solve, and this
Mm-hmm.
problem only requires this data and not
Mm-hmm.
the other data set, so that we
Mm-hmm.
don't, we can only concentrate on one goal and
Mm-hmm.
not just blindsided by the noises of the other data sets being available in abundance.
Understood. So one question just wanted to understand from you, Janvi, that as you said that the world is going data driven, a lot of datas are coming in. So do you see that the data analyst profession is like going to be on demand like for rest of the 10 years again, or like it's just a matter of a few years only?
I guess it's endless.
It's endless.
Uh, yes, I would say that I'll just give you an easy example. So, whenever a company or a startup goes for an investor funding, right?
Mm-hmm.
These days, the first question they ask is that how much you are spending on marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for marketing, you have to understand who exactly are your target customers and how can you
Mm-hmm.
personalize it, right? How
Mm-hmm.
Mindra took away the business from Amazon of fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
How Nykaa took away the business from Myntra regarding even from Amazon of
Mm-hmm.
makeup, right? How are
Mm-hmm.
they doing it? Just by analytics, right? They know
Mm-hmm.
what are their target audience. They know what exactly they can offer them. They have created a personalization pattern, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how they are growing. And definitely they are spending good amount on marketing as well. Most of the companies are not profitable as of now, whether you take Zomato, which
Mm-hmm.
sends like amazing personalization messages,
Mm-hmm.
talk about Paytm, it's still not profitable. But how are they growing? With analytics, they
Mm-hmm.
know who are their target audience, and investors are betting for a longer vision, and that can only be solved using analytics. There is no other way you can do that. And instead of spending like $100 on blindsided any customer, they're
Mm-hmm.
spending $100 to only those customers which they know will bring $200 of business. So that's why
Understood.
analytics is required, because whenever you spend even in stocks, you expect that
Mhm.
if you're spending 100 rupees, you must get 200 rupees in return, right?
Exactly.
So you only take bet on those stock which you know that will give you a fruitful return, and not
Mm.
just any random stock, right? You
Exactly.
will make
Exactly.
that decision very decisively. And that's
Mm.
how companies are going. They're making the decision very decisively, data driven, when they know that if they're spending $100 on marketing or anything, they're getting $200 or 10x or 100x in return. And that
Mm.
won't go anywhere, whether you take 5 years or 10 years or 100 years.
Understood. Understood. That's beautifully explained. So I can see there's a huge demand of data analyst coming in. And is this something that every business, even it's a small or a big, everybody needs it, right? All right.
Yeah.
So, guys, I just want to tell you that yes, it's a pretty simple and clear that as you can see the numbers of the startups which is growing in India, for sure the demand is increasing, and it is something which is just not saying to create a hype. It is a very practical and logical thing, right? So you can assume the kind of a job responsibilities and the key responsibilities Janvi is going through. For sure every business needs it to make it a faster growth. All right. So as we have already almost discussed about what business needs in data analytics, let's try to understand some more about the business thing and some other professions. So, Janvi, I have a one confusion since we are talking business from the beginning. What I was understanding, one more thing, that the main game is analytics, how we are trying to understand with the certain tools and making the decisions, making very easy. So is this something like whether it's a business or whether it's you can say any other professions? Can a data analyst be a fit for CA as well? Can a data analyst would be a fit for HR as well? Can a data analytics would be a fit for a logistics as well? Uh, like, can you just say something about it?
Analytics is in every domain. If you just go to LinkedIn and search for at HR analyst, you will find jobs. If you will
Mm-hmm.
search for financial analyst, you will find a job. If you will search for supply chain analytics analyst, you will find a job.
Mm-hmm.
Because data analyst is a generic term, but there are also analytics job opening
Mm-hmm.
worldwide, and it's not limited to a limited generic data
Mm-hmm.
analyst, but also specific to business needs
And,
as well.
and 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 that
So
is
that's why you
equally
must have,
important, right?
yeah.
Great. All right. So, Janvi, just wanted to understand one thing. As you use different tools, right, and you are involved into the business decision making, as you said, what if I will just utilize your experience into different domain, like let's suppose into if I'll give you a responsibility of chartered accountant where you have to understand their pattern of data. So, can you use the same tool to understand their pattern as well?
Yes, but that also requires the background or the domain knowledge. That's why
Mm-hmm.
it's very much important for a data analyst to acquire domain experience in a particular field.
Mm-hmm.
Then only they can help analyze the data. That's why they'll be able to understand if that's a noise or if that's the data which is really very important.
Understood.
It's very important whenever you are analyzing the data, you know what that data is, what kind of that data is, how
Mm-hmm.
exactly it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, you really need to understand the domain. Once you get the domain knowledge, you can apply the same tools to any kind of data.
Okay. And one more question I have is like Janvi, like as you are already into this business things and everything. So is it correct that we can call this profession as a business analyst as well?
Yes, but I would differ from that because business analyst takes actually the higher level decision making power.
Okay.
For example, if your business is trying to expand and they are trying to, improve the revenue rate, a business analyst job would be to identify those areas where they can improve the revenue on a whole business level. A data analyst is a specific to a team. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I have seen. I've talked to a lot of people in my domain,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I have understand. Data analyst is specific to a particular problem statement of that team or of that domain. But business analyst is for the whole the whole team or the whole company where they're trying to improve the revenue or they're trying to improve or expand the revenue or the business in a
Mm-hmm.
in a larger perspective.
Okay. So can we say one thing that if suppose I am having 8 years of sales experience, let's suppose, where I'm running a sales team, I'm responsible for the whole sales of the company.
Yeah.
Now I learned some tools from you, Janvi, and then can I become a business analyst after that? Like, if I'll spend some few more years and I can take the better decision. If I'm from a sales background.
Yes. I would say definitely. I have seen people myself from sales and marketing switching into data analytics and making
Mm-hmm.
really good because they have the understanding of how sales works,
Mm-hmm.
where exactly is the problem and how exactly they can solve also. And they're just automating it using the analytics tool. There's
Okay.
nothing new they are doing. They were doing initially as well. It was just very manual of them to do that
Yeah.
in the sales domain. Since they understand the domain, since they understand where exactly there was a problem in that specific domain, they're just
Mm-hmm.
automating it using the analytics domain. So that's why I said that's very important to understand the domain. Once you
Mm-hmm.
know that, you can apply the tools to any particular problem or domain.
Understood. Understood. Thank you so much for this beautiful explanation. So I can understand, guys, that the learning this particular tools and going into this profession, like it is like equally important to each and every professions, whether it's a business decision making, whether it's a HRC or anything, right? So it's very much important to get hands-on experience in the tools. Now coming to the point that when we get to understand this domain knowledge, we will be discussing this with Janvi after a few minutes for sure, and we'll get more clear idea that what exactly it is, all right, and when we can implement it successfully. So as I said, guys, that the businesses are growing for sure, the data analyst need is increasing. So if I just give you some few digits, so more than 2 million jobs are there in the 2022. Correct me if I'm wrong, Janvi, because these are the requirement of MNCs, and the major problem I am observing is the HRs are facing problem that they are not getting the skilled people. So that's why they are the major. There's one challenge that Agile is facing, that they don't have a skilled people. On the other side, people having assumption that they cannot do it. But trust me, as in the beginning itself, Janvi told that out of 10, 9 are from non-IT. So it makes a it already solves a lot of myths that we have in our mind. If we start taking action, we can definitely make a big out of it. All right. So how exactly we help you to get a job guarantee stuff? It's very logical that demands is high and the companies are looking for skilled people. If I'll teach you the right tools in the right time and help you to reach to that particular companies, you will definitely get it. So it's not something the magic that we are doing. It's very practical stuff. Demands are high. We are helping you to learn these tools, and we are taking you to those companies to have an interview, and you'll get the things done. All right, because we analyze all the job updates very properly, and then we know which job is right for you and where you can crack it and you can achieve it. As like Janvi said, that domain knowledge, how you will understand that what domain knowledge you have and which one is right fit for you. For sure we need mentoring for that, and you will get to know more on this after just few minutes. All right, so I just wanted to inform you guys that we are still into this contest where you can win this particular program for free. The link is into the chat section. Go register now and give me a thumbs up if you are done. I'll move on with the next question with the Janvi. All right, so Janvi, just like when you were giving some ideas about what exactly is happening in this particular profession, some people also texted that how I can do this, and they're trying to switch for data analytics and everything. So let's wanted to just come to the point and understand that how I can become a data analyst, and what exact tools are there, because I can I go to Google and I search for learning this analytics and everything. I get a bunch of tools. I get confused, and I don't understand that what exactly I need to learn, because you would also agree that we don't need to learn 10, 20 tools in the beginning. We only need hands-on experience on few tools. So can you just please throw some light and help us to understand what exact tools are required and how I can become one?
Sure. So the major skill set I would say is SQL. That's a bread and butter of an analyst. 80% of the interviews would be just grilling you on SQL. That I can guarantee myself, because I recently switched like 6 months back, and 90% of the companies were just asking me or focusing just on SQL. So that's like a major skill set. Apart from that, Power BI or Tableau, any BI tool would work,
Mm-hmm.
because it's very important that these companies have big data and that can't be really automated in Excel. So it's very
Mm-hmm.
important that you really know how to either work with Power BI or Tableau.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, statistics and Python basics,
Mm-hmm.
because not all the skill set can be, or all the manipulation can be performed in SQL. So for that,
Mm-hmm.
having the basic understanding of statistics and Python is really really needed.
All
But
right.
the basic understanding would help you get you started or get a job at least in a data analyst position. That's for sure.
Understood. So I have one question. Generally, because whenever I interact with a lot of people, people are quite very much choosy in terms of Tableau, Power BI, Java, Python. They are like too much confused that if I learn Python, whether I will be shortlisted for interview or not. Is this something that if I would get less priority if I choose Python, or I need to learn some advanced thing to get the call from big company?
No, I would say that play with your strengths. Even I'm not too great with Python, but I'm really good with Tableau and SQL and statistics. So I
Mm-hmm.
majorly played my game with that, and I was able to crack Mastercard,
Mm-hmm.
Lowe's, even Tesco. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say that if you're really good with something, sell that quality in interviews specifically. And
Mm-hmm.
all the 99% of the companies these days are working on Python instead of R, or even Java for at least a data analyst or a
Mm-hmm.
data science role. So Python would be good. At least having the basic understanding of how syntax works or how you can
Mm-hmm.
create a program or automate SQL queries in it should be
Mm-hmm.
sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Understood. Understood. So I have one more question, which will be like very very basic thing, but is still trying my best to help the audience. That could you just tell us that what exactly this SQL is used for, and what exactly this uh, visualization tool you mean, like what exactly these things are.
Sure. So, I'll just take a backtrack here
Mm-hmm.
and explain you how exactly things work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we see that there are so many data available, right? You make a transaction on Amazon, data is getting stored somewhere. That is
Mm-hmm.
called data warehouse, where all your structured data, which means in the form of rows and columns, are stored. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this data has to be fetched, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to write something to get that data on your system as well, right? So they are
Mm-hmm.
saved on cloud, on some data warehouse. That could be AWS, right? That could be GCP, that could be
Mm-hmm.
Hadoop, or any cloud warehouse in the
Mm-hmm.
industry. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you get that data in your system from the cloud?
Mm-hmm.
It's only possible using SQL. It's a query language, right? Where you
Mm-hmm.
fetch the data from. So it's called a big data, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to fetch the query and you have to fetch in a correct format,
Mm-hmm.
because the data is really huge. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever you fetch the query from the cloud warehouse, your
Mm-hmm.
company has to pay something to the cloud,
Exactly.
right? So if you're fetching like 10 GB of data, your company is paying $1 to them. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very important. That's why SQL is very important, because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, company has to pay something to the cloud warehouse if you write a wrong query or if you delete something.
Mm-hmm.
The company would be in loss and they can't afford that. So it's very
Mm-hmm.
important. That's why they check in a candidate that they're really good with SQL. They know how to write optimized query, and they know
Mm-hmm.
how to manipulate data. They know how to fetch data, how to perform EDA, the
Mm-hmm.
exploratory data analysis on the data, how to understand data works. And it's
Mm-hmm.
very important because the data would not be in the clean format, right? They are
Mm-hmm.
directly fetching it from the warehouse. So
Mm-hmm.
it's your job only to clean the data, to make sure it's there are no duplicates, right? So
Exactly.
whenever you make a transaction on phone pay, one
Mm-hmm.
time the payment gets success, but there are times when it gets failed as well. That
Exactly.
records are also there, and whenever you
Mm-hmm.
are doing analysis, you have to remove that. So
Mm-hmm.
in order to remove duplicate transactions or failed transactions, it's very much important that you know how exactly things work. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's all done on SQL.
Okay. Okay. I got pretty much good clarity. Okay. Got it. And to visualize it, we use Power BI and Tableau to showcase in a
Yes.
maybe different visuals, maybe pie chart or something. Maybe I'm wrong, but to present it in the more visual format for a better understanding of business owners, we use these tools, right?
Yes, Tableau and Power BI is used for the visualization. That
Mm-hmm.
could also be done in Excel. It's just that they have the limitation of 1 lakh rows, and the data is so huge that we
Mm-hmm.
can't do that. And
Mm-hmm.
Power BI and Tableau help us automate that, so you don't have to make the same dashboard again and again. It would just get automated on the backend itself, and that gets automated using writing the SQL queries like that, which will get refreshed automatically.
Understood.
So that
Understood.
makes your work easy. And with the help of correct data
Mm-hmm.
dashboards, your
Mm-hmm.
manager or your senior leadership can take
Mm-hmm.
correct decisions by slicing the data within these dashboards.
Understood. Okay, got it. And there was one question that you must be going through that people generally have, since it is on the third point, it is written statistics. So people think that I need to be very much good at mathematics, or like I should know a pro level of mathematics, or maybe like may I know from which board you have done your schooling? Is it like which board? CBSE,
CBSE.
CBSE. Okay, so people generally think that we need to go through with RD Sharma or something or HC Verma or something to get the things done. So can you just tell us that what sort of level of mathematics is required to get these things done?
Literally basic level of statistics is required. I would just give an easy example, okay, so that
Mm-hmm.
you guys can also relate. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I am a business and I'm launching my app, and
Mm-hmm.
in app I want to launch an extra feature. Now I know that I have 1 lakh of community, okay. Now if I'm launching that feature, I would just launch for like 100 users and see if people are really liking that feature or not. You must have seen
Mm-hmm.
Facebook changing and adding new features. So first they test with few users and
Mm-hmm.
see is that feature working, and that can
Mm-hmm.
only be tested using statistics, using
Exactly.
statistical testing or A/B testing as we say. So it's just to
All right.
understand what is working for your users and then make
Mm-hmm.
decisions on that.
Understood.
And in
Understood.
labs also, in pharma also, you must have seen that whenever
Mm-hmm.
drug gets passed, they say that this has passed a specific statistical significance amount, and then only it's
Mm-hmm.
approved, right? So
Wow.
statistics is used in all the areas. and
Exactly.
it's not really mathematically driven.
Mm-hmm.
It the base is maths, but for a data analyst, the basic knowledge of how things
Mm-hmm.
work in statistics should be enough.
Basic knowledge, which I can say that there is always one question we used to get in our high school, which is of 10 marks, and with the bar graph question, which we rarely open the chapters in the mathematics, but we always get that 10 marks. That level of mathematics will also work, right? If
Yeah,
I have that
yeah,
idea. Okay.
yeah. So basically, it starts with mean, median, mode, and then
Mm-hmm.
trying to understand what is population, what is sample.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you measure two people, they would never be of same height, right?
Okay.
In maths, 2 plus 2 is 4. But
Mm-hmm.
if you add two people height with two people height, it would never be same. That's statistics.
Understood. Understood. Thank you so much for cooperating with my such basic questions. All right. So now, yeah. So now I just wanted to understand from you, Janvi, that how can I acquire all this skill set? How I can polish them? Like as a non IT background, when I go to an interview, for sure, like they must be asking about certain things. It's not only the tools which I can learn and tell them. Maybe I need to go with certain practices or practical thing or maybe project or something. So how exactly you did in your time, and how can you just tell the exact same strategy to the people over here?
Sure. I would really be honest. I wasn't, trying to transition into the field of data. As I mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
that I was really attached to Android. I've
Mm-hmm.
created like multiple apps. All my apps were on Play Store. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing which I was doing unknowingly was analyzing my own app, like what's working with the app, what's not working. How can I make it more interesting? Taking the feedbacks,
Mm-hmm.
incorporating that,
Mm-hmm.
making new releases, and
Mm-hmm.
that I was just doing as a owner of the app and not having the mindset of that I am being a data analyst.
Mm-hmm.
And the same strategy I used in my interview as well.
Okay.
When I was giving the interview for Mu Sigma, I mentioned the same strategy. I mentioned that
Mm-hmm.
I've created these projects, these are in Android, but
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee that I can be a good data analyst because I know how to analyze the data. I've done it myself on my app. I have 5 apps right now. You can open it on your Play Store and view the app. They themselves check the releases as well. They check the feedbacks, and I have incorporated that feedbacks as well. So that's how it works, right? So you also have to sell yourself. You have to sell your strengths to the interview. You have to drive the interviewer and not let them drive you. Because what happens is, if you drive the interview, you can only then play with your strengths. You can speak for 40 minutes just about what you can do for the company and what you can do for them, and
Mm-hmm.
not letting them ask you the question which you are not aware of. So if they
Mm-hmm.
would have asked me any question of Python, I would be blank because I just worked
Mm-hmm.
with Java. So I
Understood.
wouldn't able to answer even one question, but I didn't let him drive that interview. I myself let drive the interview, and I played with my strengths. So it's
That's
very,
great.
very important that you are selling the point that you will be profitable for the business or for the
Mm-hmm.
company. You have to sell
Mm-hmm.
yourself in such a way that they can make a bet on you, that you are a potential candidate, that you can bring
Mm-hmm.
like a good return, right? Then
Great.
only they will be able to hire you as well.
That's great. So when you were learning all this skill set or something, so you actually implemented in the apps that you were making, and that gives you more sense out of it. All right. So guys, so it's just that it's very clear message to all of you that you just not need to go theoretical way. You have to be very practical, and you have to go to different platform to get the project based learning, so that you can justify your answers uh, by making more sense in interview. Because the only reason Janvi was so confident in the interview, because she has made the things, so she was talking more practical. So we have to be more practical, and for that we need to do practical based learning. All right, guys. So let's
Just
move on to
add,
the yeah, yeah.
I'm just adding to that now, since I'm in this industry and I talk to a lot of people who are
Mm-hmm.
hiring managers, who are my
Mm-hmm.
friends now.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask them the same question, like what
Mm-hmm.
exactly you see from people coming from an IT background, because you can't validate the things written in your resume.
Mm-hmm.
And they, like 95% people have told me that they just look for the portfolio project, or like what have they
Mm-hmm.
done, which they can showcase. Either they can have like a Tableau public profile where they have presented their dashboards,
Mm-hmm.
whether they can have a GitHub profile, whether they have a LinkedIn profile where they have posted their projects, whatever they have done, whether they have like their own website where they have, showcased somewhere at least that they have done something, and that can be validated. Because the text written in your resume can't be validated by resume, especially coming from non-IT background. You have
Mm-hmm.
to prove that. If at least till
Exactly.
the point you have not come on the interview, you can
Mm-hmm.
do through having a public profile. That really really helps in this day and age. Interviewers look for that, and that could be, plus point to stand out.
Wow. Thank you so much. All right. So now the biggest question comes in our mind that how, like, just like you said that you made an app and you were into more analytics thing, analyzing things. So you got your hook that, okay, this is maybe my cup of tea. All right.
Yeah.
So how we all can understand that we can be a good fit for a data analytics?
I guess I just enjoying what I was doing. It's not my job anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I really, really enjoy. So if you enjoy playing with numbers, or if you enjoy, okay, how things work, if you like connecting the data and not going
Mm-hmm.
too technical, I
Mm-hmm.
guess in Android, the point where I stopped was because it's the same thing I'm doing over and over again for 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And here
Mm-hmm.
I'm really enjoying. So it's not a job for me anymore. It's just like a fun time. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to have that fun, if you
Mm-hmm.
like enjoying playing with numbers and don't want to, bust yourself 9 to 5, write codes. Because as a
Mm-hmm.
data analyst, you don't have to write codes like whole 9 hours. You get to
Mm-hmm.
chill also. You get to go in meetings. You have to analyze the data on your own. You have to let the creative juices flow in.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to be good at that, the one things apart from hard skills are be good at communication as well, because you have to convey to
Mm-hmm.
even non-technical people that how exactly your data looks like, because your
Mm-hmm.
managers are not technical, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that you are able to squeeze the data now
Mm-hmm.
and able to present them and be like, this is what it's going in data. That's how you can, make these kind of decisions, or you can make these changes. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
suggest them. So if you're coming from non-IT background, you would understand the pain of that. So you'll be able
Exactly.
to, relate the data also in a correct format.
Got it. Got
And
it.
it
So,
with the practice, then you get good.
all right. All right. So, Janvi, like, if a person just wanted to need to be more logical or a reasoning sort of a person, or maybe a creative person, would be, can try their luck in this particular profession, right? If they are just like the person who are more interested into this solving puzzles or maybe anything like that, or maybe more into researching or something, having these abilities and skills, can definitely think about these particular professions, right?
Yes, if anyone loves any domain, they can be, they can consider themselves. I'll just give you a good example. Nick
Mm-hmm.
Singh, he got selected in Facebook just
Mm-hmm.
because he was into DJ, and he created a project around DJ where he was suggesting songs based on the user profile. So he created a random website on his
Mm-hmm.
own of DJ songs, and he
Mm-hmm.
created something on that, and that was a project which got him into Facebook.
Wow.
You can even search on him on LinkedIn. His name is Nick Singh. He's based
Okay.
out of US. And
Wow.
it's not very important that you just have to be really good with sales or supply chain or something. It can be out of your passion as well. If you really
Mm-hmm.
like something in music or dance or
Mm-hmm.
crypto or Web3 or anything in this world, you can create a project out of that and sell that to the
Exactly.
interviewer. It
Exactly.
has
So
to be personalized.
anything, yep, yep. Anything that we are dealing with at the end deals with the data, and then definitely you can do it. There's no specific parameters that you need to look upon. Anybody at any age can do that for sure. As you can see, the woman itself is making good career in this data analytics. So for sure, there's no age restrictions, gender restrictions. Just wanted to ask you one question, Janvi. Is there any age restrictions? Is there in this when I'm thinking about the switching? That if suppose somebody, have you ever in your experience seen anybody who is having maximum age like more than 30 or 35, or have you already seen those people working as a colleague with you?
Yeah, and just to give you an example, last year itself, my
Mm-hmm.
maths teacher from 10th standard, transition as a data analyst.
Wow.
So he used to come up to me on weekends and be like, "This is what I created," and within like few months, he transitioned into a data analyst in Delhi itself. So there's no age limit if you're really passionate, and he switched within like 4 months.
Wow.
So,
In
and
just
he did
four
it
months.
all on his own. Yeah, and all on his own.
Wow. So I mean, like,
So yeah,
yes,
that's how it is.
it is really very inspiring to know that if I am thinking to do it, if I'm planning, if I'm taking action on the right tools, I'll be able to make it. That's it. There's no
Yes,
like, there's no excuses required. If you are motivated enough, you can do it for sure. So guys,
definitely.
for sure, like as Janvi said that her maths teacher was reaching out to him and telling and all this. For sure that everybody from a non-IT have silliest questions in their mind, and they have a lot of doubts and help. And for that, we have made certain things in the Coding Invaders, where the majority, like more than 50%, 59% of the students are not from IT background. And trust me, everybody is able to do it just because the curriculum designed are the practical based, and we have implemented one-on-one mentorship. One-on-one mentorship is very much important. Why? Because it always help you to solve your problem then and there, whether it's a small, tough, or silly, anything. All right. And the project based learning will make you more sense out of it. All right. So these are the things that we have done in a Coding Invaders. You can make your career accordingly, and you can learn from scratch and get the things done. All right. So we will be discussing more about that, the career path as a data analyst, because we will try to understand, we will try to visualize how our career will look like after 5 years or 10 years or something like that. So Janvi, just can you just throw some light on understanding that if I'm a non-technical person gets into as a data analyst role, so where what I will become after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? Can you throw some lights?
Sure. So definitely after 2 to 3 years, you can, step up the ladder by becoming a senior data analyst, where you handle more client-related projects, where you are trying to, go more deeper into the data. So that's like one ladder up.
Mm-hmm.
After 4 to 5 years, you can definitely be a analytics manager. These days, I've seen that few really good people within like 4 years become analytics manager.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one role where you will be leading the team and trying to solve the problems by, orchestrating different within your team, like the data
Mm-hmm.
analyst,
Mm-hmm.
and solving a bigger problem for your business.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to go more into data and more technical, and you feel like, this data analytics field is not too technical for you, and you want to, uh, level up your game and go a bit more technical, then you can definitely go for a data science position. When you feel ready to go more technical, when you feel ready to go more into maths and statistics and
Mm-hmm.
more into algorithm, then data science is for you. And if you feel like you really want to go more into the business part, where you are trying to
Mm-hmm.
solve the upper level problems of the business and not just
Mm-hmm.
trying to understand how marketing works or how you are analyzing the data, then the business analyst role is for you, where you're
Mm-hmm.
solving the huge problems on an upper level. And
Mm-hmm.
apart from that, if you are coming from a finance background,
Mm-hmm.
then definitely you can opt for becoming a financial analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the financial analyst, there are brokers, or there are portfolio managers for mutual funds. So they
Mm-hmm.
definitely, these are non-technical people, they are looking for an analyst who can analyze portfolios and understand which stocks are working and which can good give a good return in future. So
Mm-hmm.
there are JP Morgan, there are definitely different banks. So for that, you can definitely go for a financial analyst or a credit or risk analyst. Like for American Express, JP Morgan, they have the
Mm-hmm.
role named as credit and risk analyst. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how you can, level up your game and then become the senior business analyst and finance manager in that position.
Understood, understood. So it covers up almost all the professions. I mean, like, guys, I know that your doubts must have cleared that with any background, you are definitely getting fit in certain domain, and that you need to understand. And for sure, like you can take a help from somebody, or get a mentoring that or counseling that where I will be the right fit. So almost all the background and all the different domain can come to this particular profession. But just one question I wanted to ask you, Janvi. There's one question Vaibhav have asked. What degree have your maths teacher did?
He did BCom, I guess, or something. He was my tuition teacher
Mm-hmm.
for the 10th standard. I'm not really sure, but he was definitely from non-technical background. He just used to take maths class.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So, Janvi, just now, as you are doing so well, we just wanted to understand that how did you actually what sort of a strategies and how exactly you're growing your career since you are into this data analyst, and can you just throw some light to understand what are the packages I will be getting if I'll be in these positions. And I know that the numbers, the packages that I have written are quite very low. In the market it
Yeah.
is very much high, I know everybody comments on it, but yeah, you can definitely tell that how much this package should be, how much this package should be, so that people can understand that, how much exactly they are capable of to make it.
So for a junior analyst, I would say that if you have the relevant skill set, 6 to 7
Mm-hmm.
seems all right, or 6 to 8,
Mm-hmm.
because the company is also taking a bet on you.
Mm-hmm.
After 1 to 2 years, or even after 1.5 years, you can definitely cross above 12 lakhs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can't comment on mine, but it's somewhere between 14 to 16. So yeah, I just have like when I switched, I just had 1.5 years of experience.
Wow,
So it's
wow,
about how good you are with your job, and then the negotiation comes into the picture.
that's a
But yeah,
different
this
strategy.
that's a different strategy to play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend that if you are really good, and I am just again mentioning it that I'm not good with Python. Okay, I've just played
Mm-hmm.
with my strengths, right, and then
Wow.
also gain like really good height. So it's just about convincing yourself and selling yourself in that interview that you are really good. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what you think about you or what other people think about you. It's just
Mm-hmm.
about you being confident about your skill set, what you have done so far, and then it's just selling you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's very much important. For a data science role, I would say that if you are transitioning from an analyst position to a data science, uh,
Mm-hmm.
10 lakh to 15 lakh, depending on the range of the company and the kind of experience you have gained. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
just moving from an analyst position to a data science without experience, then data 10 lakh seems right, but you have already acquired the skill set within being the position of a data analyst, then you can level up your game by going somewhere between 12 to 15 or 16 lakhs.
Mm-hmm.
The senior
Mm-hmm.
data scientist definitely goes above 25 lakhs.
Oh my god.
That's for sure. And the
um,
senior data analyst as well, it goes beyond 20 lakhs.
All right. So I can see that I can understand that, the numbers that I have written, guys, it's like the rarest case, the worst case
Yeah.
situation. For sure, if people is upskilling and doing and, you know, using the right tactics at the right time and understanding the value for them, then people can make definitely big the way Janvi is making. And I can genuinely understand that it is really very possible to make it big, and people are paying it without any hesitations if you have a certain skill set, because genuinely the companies are in the need of the skilled people. So that we have understood that the rarest case, if I'll say, then at least 8 LPA you can make it easily. That's not a big deal. All right. Now, Janvi, we wanted to understand, just because see, you you did engineering and everything. Somewhere like you are you came from a background where you already have certain seniors or people are there to help you out to understand how to find a job or something like this. But for the people like us who is like non-IT background, not so active on LinkedIn or something, how we can find out the jobs like a data analytics job? Like we don't even get a call from a random HRs, right? And I'm sure you must be getting at least 20, 30 calls every week, that are you looking for a new opportunities or something. So how can we also start getting such calls like that, and how we can hunt for these jobs?
So definitely, I would say the bridge between getting more calls is the resume.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really have like good structured resume within 1.5 page. Now people go very emotional that they create resume of like 4 or 5 pages. So
Mm-hmm.
that's not gonna work, because companies these days have adopted ATS, which is application tracking software bot, in which
Mm-hmm.
machines only reject or accept your resume based on the
Mm-hmm.
relevancy of the job
Mm-hmm.
description. So if the keywords in the job description matches your resume, then only they'll approve your resume. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
even getting noticed or being seen by any recruiter or any HR. So the
Mm-hmm.
main problem is your resume. So you really, really need to work on the resume building skills.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have like a public profile where you have showcased the kind of work you have done. Then the good thing would be if you're posting it on LinkedIn, HRs
Mm-hmm.
or the hiring managers will directly reach out to you because they are seeing
Mm-hmm.
that you are already posting. As a fresher, if a company is hiring, they make a bet on a longer term. right? That this person will stay and will grow within our company, because as a fresher they will be ready to pay some certain amount, and they would be ready to join us as well. So they take the longer game route. And the best part would be to make a public profile and post on LinkedIn, post your work, post your Tableau dashboards, post the kind of interaction you are having or the kind of learning you gain this week. It could be
Mm-hmm.
anything. And then
Understood.
the recruiters would directly coming to you without any support. So that's
Mm-hmm.
definitely true, because coming from tier 3 college, no one called me just because I was from tier 3 college. It's
Mm-hmm.
me only who are going to people and asking uh, to learn more or to grow more. And even now I do that. It's because the things is that the world is growing and you just have to upskill yourself for a better pay, for
Mm-hmm.
a better world, for a better position for yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Wow.
And the
So,
websites I would say is High Risk,
mm-hmm.
Hirect, Angel List, Naukri, LinkedIn. And always ask for referrals.
That's great. That's great. Guys, one thing I genuinely liked when she said, like, Janvi is from tier 3 college, right? And
Yeah,
she has already worked in Mu Sigma. Is one of the reputed company. Trust me, guys, where it's very challenging to go. If you are from a tier 3, but it also gives us an idea and a confidence that it doesn't matter from which college you are. If you have a relevant skill set, you can even dream of Mu Sigma as well as Man companies as well, right, Janvi? We can definitely think of it if you are
definitely.
like getting those experience. Okay, now the biggest questions comes in a mind that which Janvi said that we need to make our CV more structured, not being so emotional. So I want to tell you guys, stop writing your favorite hobby as playing cricket. Okay, so you have to grow up by understanding and putting the right keyword in the CV so that you can get yourself shortlisted. Now, how this shortlisting works? Of course, big companies have a thousands of application, so they use ATS, applicant tracking system. So the description that they show in the job description, if those keywords are matching in your CV, it will comes up, right, Janvi?
Yeah,
And that's where you will. So
definitely.
it's a whole sort of a strategy of making this CV. And if you're not skilled enough to make a CV or your LinkedIn profile in a correct way, you will definitely not coming on the top or in the search result. Okay, and you will hence you will not get such calls. All right, so it needs a mentoring. So that's what we also do as a coding invaders, that we help you to get the CV thing done, LinkedIn profile thing done, so that apart from the career service help, you can also start getting calls from yourself, right? And once you will get visibility, you will by yourself understand everything. Okay, what is the need in the market and how much I can get it, and the confidence will come in your head, definitely. All right, so we will help you in that as well. Moving ahead, I'll just want to tell you that we have those hiring partners and the companies who have our alumni already working in, and we have our networks where you can feel confident and rely upon, because we continuously schedule interview and hence our student get placed. So strong networks always boost our batches to get the maximum placement. All right. So, guys, I think we are almost done, and we have the Q&A left. So, I would request you all to, get your questions ready. Meanwhile, I'll throw some light about this contest and what exactly we are doing, and I'm going to announce the winner soon. Keep your questions ready, because already our guest speakers is already running out of time. So we will be asking a lot of questions to Janvi. And just to tell you that we are still in the contest, the link is in the chat section. Go register, and I'll be announcing after Q&A. All right, so guys, I'm just scrolling through all the questions. I hope everybody is ready with their questions. Let me just see the questions that we have. All right, just a second. So the first question that I got is, ma'am, starting from now, will the role of data analyst get up to date? I didn't got your questions. Sorry, moving to the next question. Okay. Ma'am, can you please give me the exact difference between data science and business analytics?
Okay. So data science involves creating models,
Mm-hmm.
which requires you to have an understanding of machine learning,
Mm-hmm.
Python, statistics, and data cleaning. So that's about
Mm-hmm.
the model, creation and the model deployment, where you are trying to solve a business problem or you are creating it for a certain reason, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
what is about data science. It goes more technical.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of writing codes, in terms of understanding the statistics and the maths behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And the business analyst or the data analyst is bit less technical, where you're just trying to understand the data directly from SQL and the BI tool itself, and you're trying to make a decision based on that.
Understood. Understood.
So it's not very math savvy, or not much algorithm friendly type
Got
skill
it.
set.
Got it. Got it. The one question which is coming in people's mind is about the recessions and the kind of activity Elon Musk is doing, firing a lot of people from Twitter, Meta, now Amazon. What I have understood, Janvi, is like the people who laid out from the business department, not from engineering department, but still, people are more like confused about that job security. So, what would you like to comment anything about the job security in IT profession?
I would say that recently, only last week, I posted on LinkedIn that there is opening in Lowe's. So
Mm-hmm.
within my company, there is opening for analyst, data analyst, senior analyst position. So I would say that depends on company to company. Every company has different reasons for
Mm-hmm.
freeze and layoffs, but not specifically in the analytics domain, I would say.
Okay. Okay. Understood. So it's like not something where we need to scare. Like we can definitely rely upon this particular profession by learning this. It's not definitely going to affect with any
Yeah,
thing which
you
is
should
going on.
never stop upskilling yourself. Like you should be ready no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Like just stay on the top of your game.
Mm-hmm.
When COVID happened, no one was aware, but
Mm-hmm.
still people lose jobs, right? But the ones
Mm-hmm.
who were still earning were just who was in the top of the game. They know how things work, and which was relevant to that kind of industry. I
Mm-hmm.
worked the whole COVID year, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like there's not going to be any work or people are going to lose jobs. If we can survive COVID year, I guess we can survive any recession or anything. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that we have to be top on of a game. Once that is there,
Mm-hmm.
the job opening would already be there, because there are problems which data analysts also.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, like if you'll not upskill yourself for sure, that now you will not be staying in the game. The biggest example is Nokia, guys. Right? He
Yeah,
didn't update it. This company didn't update it themselves. So they are a reputed brand, but they are not into the game. They're out of the game now. So you have to update yourself, keep upskilling yourself, and I'm sure, Janvi, like in your journey, I'm sure you must be upskilling yourself right today. It's also right. You must be going through with certain new things so that you can make yourself top of the game, right?
yeah.
So all right. There's one question from Vinayak that I'm a chartered accountant. How well it would help me in growing in my career in terms of pay and works?
In terms of CA or the analyst position.
Yeah, in analyst position, like he's from that chartered accountant, so he's just trying to learn these tools and just trying to understand how better my growth will be in this particular profession.
Definitely, you can definitely go and become a financial analyst, since you already have the background of CA and how financial statements work, what is profit and loss statement, how exactly it looks like. So companies like Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, JP Morgan, all these banks need people who already have the underlying knowledge of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can just learn the tools, it would be like a cherry on the top for these people to hire you, because you already bringing the domain knowledge with you, the business experience with you. So they don't have to spend extra time on you to train you these things and technicalities. So that would be, you are making their job easy by coming up with all the skill set. Just create few projects around the CA stuff. I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
like how exactly what kind of work you would have done, but
Mm-hmm.
create some projects around that, create few Tableau projects, make a public profile and just apply. You definitely would be easy for you to get a job, at least in the financial analyst position and even in the business analyst position.
Got it. Thank you so much. Beautifully answered. And another question from Kavita is, oh God, it's so long. Okay, I'll read all the pointers, Kavita. Don't worry, ma'am. I have learned SQL, Python, basics, Tableau, Power BI, and Excel. Okay, but I found the data visualizing is the most beautiful part for me. Do I really need to expert in all the skills to land my first data job, or basic is enough for other skills? An expert in using visualization tools and visualizing data. Did you understand, Janvi? First.
Yeah, I did
Okay.
understood it. So
Okay.
I believe that Kavita really enjoying creating dashboards
Mm-hmm.
and analyzing that instead of going too much technical with SQL and Python and
Mm-hmm.
statistics. So I would say that there are also openings for a BI analyst. If you really
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy creating dashboard, then you can also consider yourself with the career of BI analyst or a BI developer, where the
Mm-hmm.
role is just to create dashboards. You can
Mm-hmm.
also partner with Tableau. They hire BI developers to create template dashboards for their company. So there is a huge opening there as well, especially with the consultancy agencies because they need to create a dashboard for tons of clients.
Mm-hmm.
So you can also do that if you really
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy creating dashboards. Apart from that, just for a data analyst position, I would say that you need to master either with SQL or Python to
Mm-hmm.
grow as a data analyst because the interviewer would be asking you questions around it.
Understood. Understood. Thank you so much. Uh, and last but not least, the question is, how many and what type of project should I put to get interview calls and resume?
Minimum of 2 to 3, and that should be like really relevant and not just titanic data sets or normal sales transaction data set or
Mm-hmm.
just any analysis out of any random data
Mm-hmm.
you picked from Kaggle. Pick a problem statement and
Mm-hmm.
then pick a data set around it and then use the star framework to
Mm-hmm.
present that project in your resume where you're specifying what kind of problem you're working on, how
Mm-hmm.
exactly you did it, what impact it created, so that it
Mm-hmm.
looks structured for the interviewer also and for you also to understand you did something
Mm-hmm.
relevant.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Thank you so much. And one more question is like, if I'm learning some tools from any institute, so while learning one or two tools, can I start doing freelancing as well and start making money? Can I do that?
Yes, you can do that. Definitely, people do that. But just don't divert yourself from the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Go for a longer term perspective, right? Maybe with freelancing, you are able to earn something on a regular basis. But if you lose track and if you lose your sleep and did
Mm-hmm.
get the job at the end of the day, then you either try to make a career out of freelancing or either try to make a career out of a proper job or a huge MNC. So you have to decide yourself on that. Just make sure that you're not sidelining your main focus with
Okay.
freelancing.
So what she's trying to say is like, if we are focused with, we are doing any courses with an intention to get a placement, so stick to that. But yes, meanwhile, if you want to monetize those skills, you can monetize it, right? All right. And the last question is, Janvi, that I have 2 years of gap and my past experience is into the operations. Is it still possible to switch? And if I will switch, whether my previous experience will be counted for a hike or something?
So that depends on company to company. But last week only, I was having conversation with one of my friend in Microsoft, and his team hired someone with 6 years gap. He was prepping for defense and SSC exams. So
Mm-hmm.
he was not even doing any job. So for 6 years, he was not working. He was not doing anything. He was prepping for the exams itself. And
Mm-hmm.
last week itself, he joined Microsoft with like a great pay, but at a
Mm-hmm.
fresher or entry level position. So I won't say that career gap really stops you from getting hired, even in Microsoft. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that you have to be good at what you do, and then at the end of the day, sell yourself. But yeah, it's not that you have to be good at what you do. You can also be good at what you don't do.
It seems there is some audio problem. So, guys, can you just give me add some comment that yes, can you see me, or you just lost our guest speaker? You just comment so that I can coordinate with her. We will make her rejoin again. So, guys, is there okay? I'll just check. Can you guys just comment that if you are not able to hear her? right. Um, so guys, can you just comment? Okay. So people are saying that they are not able to hear. No worries, guys. She is joining back again. We had some technical glitches, which happens. That is totally fine. All right. So what I'm trying to say is like the questions that we had. So definitely, it's not a big problem even if you're from a different background. You can definitely do it. It's just that you need to learn certain skill set and start hunting for a right opportunities. And reaching out to the right organization is another sort of a strategy that you need to learn or get at least learning from somebody, because it is very rare that people from a non-IT not getting into data analytics. Like more than 59% of the people in our batches are from a non-IT background and they are able to make it big. So if anybody can do it, because the need is so much, and if you're not able to do it. Hi everybody, nobody has gone, stay here, nobody has gone. Okay. We are having some technical issues, but that's not a problem. All right. So we were on the certain question that we were discussing that how we can switch it or not. So definitely you can switch it. That's not a big deal. We are just interacting with our guest speaker to see that what sort of a challenges she's facing in a technical term, so that I can bring her back for you all to answer the questions. All right. So one question was there where I can see that the people are saying that I'm having 9 years of experience into this bank or profession. How can I switch? Definitely, like you can switch. So no, Janvi, we cannot hear you, uh, and neither we can see you. Now, I would suggest you can just disconnect and re-log in again so that we can see you and hear you well. All right, but we saw your text, so you can rejoin again, or you can refresh, or you can disconnect and come back again. So guys, stay here. We're gonna cover some little more questions, and then we will be announcing the winner who will be going to win this particular, you know, premium course of data analytics from Coding Invaders. That too for free. So stay tuned, guys. We're gonna cover a lot more interesting thing, and I'll, because you guys have stayed till the end, so don't lose this opportunity. One of you will win this particular show. So I'm going to share my screen and share you a lot of things. All right. So just a second. Let me see and let me fix the problem. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, you guys can ask me so that I can answer all your questions, because I have already held more than 200 people's. So one question I can observe is somebody is saying that I'm not so good in mathematics. And can I do it? For sure, you can do it. If you're not good at mathematics, that's not a big problem. It's definitely easy. As I said that when I was not so good in this particular thing, in the mathematics, but yes, people are able to do it. That's not a big problem. All right, so you just need a basic mathematics idea. That's it. It's not like a proper integration or differentiation that you need to do. If you have a basic idea, that's it. Irrespective of what background you are, people are making it, you can do it. Even you can have an example that Janvi's teacher were like a maths teacher went into this data analytics thing, right? That's not a big problem. All right, guys. So yes, moving ahead. uh, Rahul Ghosh is asking that majority companies look for experience even for entry level data analytics job. How to tackle it as a fresher? So the simple question is like, first of all, reaching out to the right job opportunity is very much important, so that you should not get these questions. Now, how to tackle it as a fresher? The only simple way to tackle as a fresher is to showcase your project. when a HR or any company is trying to ask you a question and they are interviewing you, they are just trying to see that whether this candidate is able to solve my company's problem or not. So how he will be able to understand that you are capable enough to solve their problem? If you will show them that yes, I have done these things which is similar to the problems that you guys are going through, that is projects. So once you will show that I have done this project where I have done these things, so he will figure out that okay, if he has done this thing, definitely he can help me, because that's how he will be trying to understand everything. All right, so that's how you will get an idea. Hi Janvi, welcome back again. So yes, we can now see you, and we can hear you as well. So
Okay, great.
probably like almost we have covered a lot of questions, Janvi. So only the
Yeah.
last question is left. I don't know what we were talking last time. Do you remember where we were at last time?
Yeah, we were discussing about, I guess, Tableau or Power BI, like which one is
Okay.
preferred.
Okay. Yes. So we got the answers, or we still like,
Yeah, yeah,
all right.
yeah. Yeah. I
Okay. The one question from uh, Padma Priya is masters necessary to become a data or a business analyst? The last question only.
I would say no, because even I have done just my bachelor's and I'm working as grade data analyst, so no.
Wow. Wow. That's great. All right. So, and the last thing is, Janvi, if you will ever hire anybody, would you look for a degree or would you look for a skills?
Skill set any day. I guess anyone does that only.
Simple as that, right? So a normal graduation is enough. The skill set are required. That's it then. Thank you so much, Janvi, for answering all the questions and staying us till the end and cooperating with all the questions that we had. So, guys, even if you have a lot of questions, don't worry. I'll be helping you to understand all the solutions. Meanwhile, Janvi, thank you for joining over here and staying with us for a good time. Anything lastly you want to tell to your audience?
I would just say that play with your strengths, sell yourself to the interviewer very well, ask for a
Mhm,
correct pay,
mhm.
don't settle for less, and yeah, keep rocking. You can also, if you have any questions, you can also reach out to me on LinkedIn. Always happy to help. So yeah, all the best, everyone. Hope you had great career ahead.
Yep. Thank you so much, Janvi. Thank you, and see you again on the next webinar for sure. We genuinely loved your experience and the words that you shared with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amir.
Yep. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this particular Q&A session with Janvi. And moving on, like we need to discuss that who is the winner now. All right. So let's move on and let's discuss exactly that. Who is the winner now. But before that, I wanted to tell you guys that what exactly you need to do to reach your career goal. All right. So we have that step by step things already prepared. That is the personal mentorship, extra career packages, fast track job search, 100% job guarantee, convenient study for adults. Everything is there. It's just that if you are motivated enough, you can definitely do it. That's not a big problem. All right. Why one-on-one thing is I'm discussing again and again, because of course you need a space where you can ask all the silliest possible questions and get the satisfaction, because you are not a kid anymore. You need that satisfaction that yes, my things are done, my doubts are clear, now I can go ahead. All right. So we have made this one-on-one where you can get one-on-one video call unlimited 7 days a week whenever you want, after the job or after the classes. All right. These are our mentors. And how exactly we perform, so or we have extra practical sessions with top mentors, and we have 7 days a week access in the chats, unlimited one-on-one video call. Like, can you assume that if you're coming home from the office at the 7 p.m. and you have some questions, and you can have a video call and understand your problem and get the things done, even if you have missed the classes, you can still do that. So it's a good problem solving thing you should guys need to take care of, because everything is personalized nowadays. So that's not a big deal. All right. So it's just that you need to take action and get the things done. All right. Perfect enough. So we also do live sessions every week, and there's a group webinars, so that you should check yourself where you are standing, so that get you can get the things done. All right. So things are here, so that you know wherever you are standing and how much you need to learn. When you will keep on interacting with the guest speakers, industrial experts, you'll get a reality check that where I'm standing, and you can get the things done. All right. So this is very much important, and we do all these things so that you should be up to date in the market. Let's take an example. This is Shashank. He's one of our student, got passed out and got a package with a 5 lakh salaries. He was just a fresher. And I can understand in this particular audience, majority of them are working somewhere. So if he can do it, why not you? And I can see if he started with 5 lakh, trust me, in just 2 3 years, he will be mostly touching 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs for sure. Because this profession is one of the demanding profession, and for sure with the experience you will definitely gonna get more and more. As Janvi said, there's an endless opportunity, and as Janvi also said that she was having 1.5 years of experience, so she used the right strategy, and she's into the good packages. Similarly, this guy can also use those tactics. Meanwhile, living with experienced people, he can also make big. You can be the one as well. So now the question which I was getting in the chat section is how I can justify myself as a fresher or I'm from a different domain. Definitely, you need that project. And Janvi also mentioned, our guest speaker also mentioned that you need to be very practical to justify the facts. Upskilling is very much important. How you can justify it, and you can justify yourself if you have done relevant projects. There's a two thing: either you have relevant experience or you have a relevant projects. Out of that only people will, the recruiter will understand that yes, you are worthy enough to get hired. So we have made the modules in such a way where the group projects are there, modules are there in the LMS is a learning management portal. It's a web based portal where you can log in anywhere and study. And we have multiple strict examinations that can help you to reach that benchmark of excellence so that you can become a perfect data analyst in just 6.5 months. Interactive webinars where you need to interact with the guest speakers. You cannot just sit like a dumb and pass the time. You have to interact and get the things done. Q&A sessions, group projects. These are the certain things we have made so that you can be developed from scratch to an advanced level. And the career webinars for sure is very much important because it's not all about just learning the tools and getting the things done. No, career webinars is very much important to polish your skill set and present yourself in a much better way. As Janvi said, that sell yourself very properly. So if you are well trained, if you have done a lot of multiple mock interviews, practiced and understood the mindset of recruiters and the need of recruiter, you can better self yourself in a much better way. All right, guys, and definitely the master classes from the industry experts. So what I can just say that don't get overwhelmed with a lot of tools in the market. Only these certain tools are sufficient enough, which our guest speaker also said that these are the only certain tools are required to get the things done. The Python, Power BI, SQL, statistics to get your job, the first job in IT, that is sufficient. Rest, you are mature enough, smart enough, you will definitely grow by yourself. You don't need a spoon feeding all the times. And for sure, as like we know that the only not only the knowledge of a tools but also some communication skills, and that comes into the career development, making your CV, reaching out to the right applications, right job vacancies, cracking the job, getting hike. All those strategies is also important. So these are the things which is only required to get the things done. All right, guys, moving on. So now it's a time to show that who is the winner. All right, I know that everybody was very excited and I was waiting for this moment. So guys, we are going to end this particular contest, that who is going to win this particular data analytics course from a Coding Invaders, which promises job guarantee with a proper legit agreement and a job guarantee badge. So one of you will get a chance to win this free course. So for sure, I'll be picking this any random person. So who have joined right now or maybe joined later, I would request you. The link is into the chat section. Participate in the contest. I'm going to just share my screen and choose the random person, and we will be onboarding that person to the our job guarantee batch, and the rest of others will be getting some special offers and the certificate as well. So guys, just give me a thumbs up in the chat section if you have already registered. All right, because I'm going to open my sheet and see that everybody have participated, and then I'll choose the winner. All right, guys, just a second. I'll be using one website, to choose the random numbers. All right, you will be understanding everything. Okay. All right. So just a second. Give me a thumbs up, guide, if you have already registered. All right. I'm just waiting for others to just participate because I can see the numbers are still increasing. So, guys, if you haven't participated, do participate because maybe at the last you can join and you can win the game. All right. So, just enter your details over there. The link is into the chat section. Go and just tell me that you are done, and I'll give you just 1 minute, guys, and 1 or 2 minutes, guys. Just fill it, invite your friends, fill it, and then I'll just announce the winner right away. All right. So I still can see the numbers are increasing. All right. So too many people have joined it. Still the numbers are increasing. Okay. So let me share my screen. All right, guys. So this is my Excel sheet. You can see that too this much people have joined in. So I'll just refresh and see that how many more people have joined in. The contest total 84 people are there in the contest. This is the website that I used to choose the random digit. So 84 people were there. All right. See that if new people have joined in again. So hold on for a second. Can you see, guys? This is also a sort of a chunk of data where you can make sense out of it. 86 people. Now let me just change it again. This chunk of data, if I will give this chunk of data to Janvi, she can definitely make some sense out of it. That this chunk of data is more interested into learning. This chunk of data is more interested into, just having some free materials. This chunk of data are more interested towards buying something. So these are the patterns that we can definitely make something out of. If you're a right skilled person in a data analytics profession. So total 86. I'm locking it. Okay. So let me see that who is the winner. 86. All right. So I'm just choosing the random person. So number 33 is the winner of our premium course of 6.5 month, which promises job guarantee with the proper agreement, where he will be receiving an agreement before enrollment, which promises job guarantee. If he won't get placed, he will get the things back. It's totally fine. He's winning it for free. That's not a big problem. The job guarantee agreement mentions that if you will not get placed, you'll get 100% refund. As simple as that. So he will be getting all this agreement of assured placement of this job guarantee. So let's see who is 33. All right. So 33 is Vaibhav Sharma. Sharma Sharma0Vaibhav at the rate gmail.com. Hi Vaibhav, you are the winner of this particular free course. So yes. So Vaibhav is here. Hi Vaibhav. You are the winner of this particular contest, and our team will be reaching out to you to onboard you for our job guarantee badge. And for sure, if you're here, just you can just cheer or here, and you can just say hi to us so that we can understand that you are here. If you are not here, our team will be reaching out to you and will be onboarding you. All right, guys. So the last thing which I'm just trying to say, so all the people who haven't won yet, right? So what they're gonna do? So I'll just upload my PPT and show you that how you can get an additional offer to all the people who didn't want this particular free courses. Don't worry, we still have something for you. So I'm just uploading my presentation and I'll show you that what exactly you can get even if you didn't want this particular contest. So first of all the people who have not won yet, no need to get upset. You still are eligible for free counseling call. All right. You will be getting a counseling call. You can consult with them, ask your problem, and also you can avail a different you will be having a special discount or kind of an scholarship, you can say, you will be getting in our programs, where the facility is we will be paying interest for you. There's no fees for opening, or there's no fees is involved as an interest. And we have all the clear EMI features, which if you are not able to pay, that's totally fine. You can break it into the different months, which is easy to your pocket and your monthly financial plan. The best part is, if you have more friends, if you want to make the course free to the zero, just invite your friends. Let's suppose if I'm inviting you, so I'll be also getting 5,000 discount and you will be also getting 5,000 discount. If you I invited two more people, so those two people will be also getting 5,000 each discount, and I'll be getting 10,000 discount. The more I will share, the more cost will reduce. So for sure, the more I'll share my knowledge, the more wiser it will become. So there's nothing bad in that. So you can help your friend and your team to grow along with you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining this particular webinar. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you got so much of learning from our guest speaker, Jahanvee Narang. And I know that you guys have still a lot of questions for me. So here's my link in the chat section of my LinkedIn link. You guys can just send me request, ask too many questions. I would love to interact with you and help you out. And definitely you can give feedback in the chat section. Did you enjoy this session or not? How exactly the session was? And if yes, just give us, so that it will motivate us to bring more and more best possible guest speaker like Janvi Narang, so that we can help all the maximum possible audience to get their myths, problem, and things get solved. All right, guys. So here's my link of a LinkedIn. You can connect with me, and if you have any feedback, just I'm watching, you can just comment on the chat section how much valuable it was and how exactly fruitful this was. This will motivate us a lot. Thank you so much, guys, and we are signing out, and see you on the next webinar. Have a nice day.